NFL Week 2 Sundays in the books. We've got 2 more games to go for Monday Night Football, but I got some hot takes, some takeaways, and maybe even a little waiver wire information that you're going to need heading into Week 3. Let's talk about what we saw on Sunday, and it starts at the quarterback position in San Francisco, where it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. They're still going to do exactly what they've been doing. It's a system, people. We've seen Sam Darnold excel. We've seen Jimmy Garoppolo excel. And Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy, nobody cared who he was, and he got into the game, and guess what? He could play. Mac Jones is going to enable the San Francisco 49ers to not miss a beat. So you don't downgrade Ricky Pearsall. You don't downgrade Juwan Jennings. You don't downgrade Christian McCaffrey, because Mac Jones is going to lead this team. Some other quarterback quick hits. Well, we know about Joe Burrow's turf toe. Can Jake Browning be the Mac Jones? No, probably not. It's not going to be 2023 all over again. We're expecting 2 to 5 weeks for Joe Burrow, but Jake Browning, you're going to have to pull back a little bit on your enthusiasm for the Cincinnati Bengals. Not a lot, just a little bit. Justin Fields, the New York Jets, he is as much a bum this week as he was the savior last week. Let's just face facts, people. It's not even a question about whether or not he's good or he's learning or what the scheme is. He has no weapons. If you take away Garrett Wilson, he's got nobody to throw to. All right? They're not giving enough of an opportunity to Breece Hall. And here we go again, same old Jets. So Justin Fields, matchup base. He's not your savior in fantasy. We love the rushing upside, but sometimes that's just not even enough. Jackson Dart, still on his way, people. Just so you know, I don't care that Russell Wilson threw for over 400 yards, and it doesn't matter, because all it was the Dallas Cowboys defense being that terrible. That's right. Awful. No Deron Bland. Micah Parsons isn't there. Their line stinks. They can't stuff the run. There's nothing good about the Dallas defense, so don't get all boo, 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 boo over Russell Wilson. Jackson Dart still on his way. And also Aaron Rodgers, wishes he could play the Jets every single week, doesn't he? I told you, people, you got all amped up for the Jets, but that's about it. Looking over at some running backs, Jonathan Taylor should have been a first-round fantasy draft pick, so I thank you all for being so foolish and leaving him to me in the second round. I took him in the early second round. I took him in the middle second round. I took him at the end of the second round. This guy, unbelievable. 165 yards on the ground on Sunday, 2 catches, 50 yards, and a touchdown. This dude is an absolute beast. What? 98 all-purpose yards last week. You get into the end zone. Boom, 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 boom. He's going to be an absolute stud. If you can acquire him in some possible way, maybe you want to think about doing that. Other running back workload things that we need to talk about here. Quinshon Judkins. He's not just on his way. He's here. All right, only a 26% snap share, saw 10 carries, led the team in rushing yards. Jerome Ford stinks, and Dylan Sampson's too small to go between the tackles. He's a good, solid pass catcher, but this is going to be Judkins' backfield as early as next week. It's a shame the Browns suck so much, though, doesn't it? Kenneth Walker. How about Kenneth Walker? 105 yards, a touchdown on 13 carries, 1 catch for 13 yards. Guess whose backfield this is, people? I told you. It's Kenneth Walker's backfield. Zach Charbonnet and him had a 50-50 split on snaps with a little bit of an edge going to Sharb. Kenneth Walker absolutely dominated in that game. And the only reason that Sharps finished with more touches and more snaps was because he was in mop-up duty at the end of the fourth quarter. That's right. All that running out of the clock, Charbonnet. Kenneth Walker, baby, get hyped. RJ Harvey, that's a back off, because I don't really know how bad his pass blocking is holding him back, but J.K. Dobbins got all the run today. He got the touches, the snaps, the targets, everything. RJ Harvey, definitely on the back burner. It's like a 70-30 share, and you're hoping RJ Harvey gets 30. So probably just got to park him on the bench. Could be a good buy low. Why? Because J.K. Dobbins is always hurt. So just keep that in mind. And then finally here, Bhayshul Tuten is coming. He is. He's on his way. 18 snaps today, just a 25% snap share. But he looked good. 5.3 yards per carry. Got into the passing game. If we don't love ETN, and Liam Cohen doesn't absolutely love ETN, who did just fine, but Bhayshul Tuten was his draft pick. It's his guy. and he's going to want him to succeed, just like he did with Bucky Irving back in Tampa Bay. At the wide receiver position here, here's the ultimate hot take, and it's not even that hot. Rome Odunze is better than DJ Moore. Rome Odunze is the wide receiver 1 in this Chicago scheme. It isn't DJ Moore. And we're seeing this now 2 weeks in a row. More snaps, more targets, red zone looks, touchdowns for Rome Odunze. I was a little skeptical, saying maybe Rome Odunze is the focal point in college. Maybe we were overrating him a little bit too much. Guess what? I was wrong, because he's now being more featured this year than he even remotely was last year. And Rome Odunze is going to be a guy you're going to want to watch out for. He's going to be a guy you're going to want a piece of. You need him to go for 2 catches for 10 yards in his next outing to try and buy low on him. But Rome Odunze, that's a guy you're going to be interested in. You know who else you're going to be interested in? Shout out to my boy Jonathan Impemba from fantasyalarm.com. Elic Ayomanorr. 6 targets last week. 7 targets this week. 6-7, 6-7. What does that even mean? It means Elic Ayomanorr is getting the looks, and he's going to be a good fixture for your lineups. Go check it out. He's building a really nice rapport with Cam Ward. Here's some names that you need to know. Deontay Walker, Tylan Wallace, Mitchell Tinsley. You know why you need to know their names? Because the sun's going to shine on a dog's ass at least once, and that dog's ass got some sunshine this week. These are 3 guys do not waste your fab budget on. Do not waste waiver priority on. I don't care that Walker got 2 touchdowns. It doesn't matter. These are not guys who are going to be fixtures in their team's passing game. It's just not going to happen. Now, somebody you do want to be interested in, probably Wan'Dale Robinson. And again, I have to back off an old stance where I said, well, Russell Wilson can't see over the line. Russell Wilson's not going to target Wan'Dale Robinson. Guess what? He's targeting Wan'Dale Robinson. Now, again, we'll probably need to pump the brakes because Dallas's defense is atrocious, but it's definitely something to see. Targets are money in fantasy, and you want to get rich. Little Wan'Dale Robinson. And how about this one here? I usually like to eat my feelings, just sit there and just pound pints of Ben & Jerry's all the time when I'm feeling sad, when I'm feeling blue. You know what Amon-Ra St. Brown does when he's feeling sad and feeling blue? He's catching 115 yards and 3 touchdowns against his former offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. I'll tell you what, I cited this in the DFS playbook over at Fantasy Alarm. Amon-Ra really took it hard that Ben Johnson left, and even had it on a segment on his podcast where he was talking about booing Ben Johnson when he comes back, not giving him a warm embrace and saying thanks for the memories. No. And that's exactly what Amon-Ra St. Brown did. At the tight end position, the Ravens posting 81 points in 2 weeks. And what does Mark Andrews have? 2 catches, 7 yards. Garbage. Absolute garbage. But wait, before you start freaking out, what am I going to do? I wasted a draft pick. Mark Andrews. It's okay. Remember, last year, first 4 weeks of the season, Andrews was no good. All right, they were running with Derrick Henry, or they just weren't seeing the snaps. Isaiah Likely was getting all the play. What's going on this year? We're seeing Devontez Walker getting targets, getting play. Mark Andrews, though, last year, from week 5 on, 11 touchdowns in a 13-game span. So don't go dropping him just yet. Don't go freaking out. It's going to be okay. You know it's not going to be okay? All the money and waiver priority that you wasted on Harold Fannin. All right. Maybe the jury is still out on this. I'm going to have to wait and see. But Njoku, 83% snap share, routes on 67% of his snaps. Fannin only a 64% snap share, ran routes on 72% of his snaps, so that's good. But still didn't do anything with it. 5 catches, 48 yards, blah. He's still going to be competing for tight end touches with David Njoku. So you were probably better off doing what I told you to do earlier and just get Juwan Johnson, who played almost a full 100% snap share again. I think it was like 98% snaps for Juwan Johnson. And what did he do? Oh, I don't know. 5 catches, 49 yards, and a touchdown. That beats the snot out of what Harold Fannin did, and it cost you pennies on the dollar. Speaking of pennies, throw them out. Brenton Strange, What happened? I don't know if this is maybe a Trevor Lawrence issue or maybe this is a Brenton Strange issue. You had a smash spot here against the Cincinnati Bengals and you didn't deliver. You didn't deliver. I like the targets, but you didn't get that going. This Jaguars offense needs to get going. I need to see more out of Brian Thomas Jr. I need to see more out of Travis Hunter. And I needed to see more Brenton Strange. But now I'm off that guy. Go check out everything we got over at fantasyalarm.com. Waiver wire articles, stash plays, streamers, another DFS watch list coming out on Tuesday. Everything you need is over at fantasyalarm.com.